For this video here, I'm going to just kind of explain how we do lesson 12 activity on Washington's warnings, what I call Washington's warnings then and now. A little bit of background information for you. In 1796, after 2 terms in office, George Washington chose not to seek re-election. Instead, he published a farewell address filled with advice for future leaders. He reflected on what could threaten the strength of the young nation, and his 2 most serious warnings were about the danger of political factions or parties that would divide the country and the risk of foreign entanglements dragging the U.S. into conflicts that didn't serve the national interest. And very quickly, the United States or the leadership in the United States ignored all those. Um, but you'll learn about more of that later. But let's talk about these 2 points that Washington was talking about. First of all, I'm not going to read this to you. You can read it here in a second. Um, it's also on the worksheet page that I gave you, so I'm not going to sit and walk through. But the basic gist of his first warning was that Washington felt that political parties were a bad idea and that they would tear the country apart. Um, they would divide people into angry opposing camps who care more about defeating each other than doing what's right for the country. Hmm. And then the second thing he talked about was foreign entanglements, and he warned against forming permanent alliances with other countries. And he felt that the United States should isolate, not completely, but that it should avoid getting dragged into political drama, wars, and rivalries with other nations, especially in Europe. So maybe, and this is just side commentary, it'd be a good idea kind of for us to reevaluate this, huh? And look at where we're at today. So, oh, sorry, I jumped ahead too far. So, what you're going to do is you're going to write 400 to 500 words total, and you're going to answer 3 questions. One, you're going to summarize Washington's concerns, which I've already started to summarize them for you. I want you to summarize them further, put them in your own words. And then number 2, do you think Washington's warnings still apply today? And then number 3, make a personal connection. Like, how have you been affected by some kind of division or divide or something like that in your own life? Question number 1, summarizing Washington's concerns about political factions and foreign alliances in your own words. So why did he think these were dangerous? Real simple, real sweet, 100 to 150 words, 20 points total. Question number 2 is today's political gosh, can't talk. Today's political climate. Do you think Washington's warnings still apply today? Like, choose one, either political divisions or the foreign entanglements, and explain how that warning is, or maybe you don't believe that. Maybe you think it isn't relevant. So explain that. And again, we're using our own words. We're not using another source. I want to hear your voice here. I've talked about authentic voice and all that. So that's super important. 25 points for that one. And then the third question is 20 points again. So, have you ever been part of a situation where division, like people taking sides or a group conflict, made progress harder? Or a time when getting involved in someone else's problem created more problems than solutions? So, I don't have examples. Well, I mean, I do, but it's just writing, and I'm not going to share them on here. But if you have questions, that's fine. But the things that I've seen most students write about are like group projects. Those are always so much fun, right? Um, Conflict within events that they're involved in. So, like sports events or activities at school, maybe activities outside of school, or sometimes family issues, like not deep family issues, but when, crazy uncle comes over for Thanksgiving dinner, maybe that becomes everybody else's problem, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you can write about something like that, but I want to hear, um, how you resolve that or how that was challenging, and steps that you might have taken to make it less challenging, stuff like that. Total 65 points. Use your own words, be honest and thoughtful. Um, there's not really any wrong answers other than not doing it right. Um, the most important thing is how you respond. So you can answer it right on the doc that I give you. You'll see the space at the bottom. There's three separate parts where I ask the question, you can answer it right there. Just make sure I can tell the difference. Or you can put it on a separate document and just list them one, two, three. I don't need the question. I know what the question is, so you can just answer it. I should know what the question is just from reading your answer. But that's about it. Let me know if you have any questions. Give me a shout out. I'll talk to you soon.